There is a functionality in group policy that you will hear about on the exam because Microsoft's very proud of it, and that is the ability to deploy software to the client desktops using group policy. This is a real cool functionality. I'm going to take you through the basics of it, and then you need to play with this before you go take the exam. If you understand it well enough, I think you can probably get by the questions on the exam, but for real world experience, that's the most valuable thing you can get. Go set you up a virtual environment and play with this. Let's talk about it. The Group Policy Software Installation, or GPSI, you may hear it referred to, helps to make sure that users have the applications they need, regardless of what machine they log on to. Just because they log on to a different machine doesn't mean that they don't still need, for example, Microsoft Office, or maybe Publisher or Visio or something like that. So we want to make sure they have them wherever they log in, and we want to make sure that the individual computers have the apps required for whatever the job that computer is performing. Now, these applications can be updated, we can maintain them, we can even remove them using group policy. So we can send out the signal to take it off and pull it off those machines, okay? So when we start talking about deploying software by using group policy, then there's two ways to do that. There's through something called assignment, and this is where the required software is assigned to certain users or computers. And then there's publication, where software that the users might need gets published or made available to them. And this will require just a bit of training with your users, because let's kind of step through the scenario. With assignment, and the main thing you need to be ready for on the exam is you need to be aware of the difference between assignment and publication when you're deploying software with group policy. So here we go. Assignment. On the user side, if I assign, say, Visio to a user, then it actually goes through and it kind of partly installs the application. The registry is updated, your desktop icons appear and all that, but the app is still not totally completely installed. So the user sees a desktop icon for Visio. The first time they double click, then that application is installed, and then it runs, and it's there every time they need it. Now on the computer side, if I do this off of the computer side of group policy, the application gets installed when the computer is started. So you'll just have to decide which way you want to go with that. Now notice on publishing, on the user side, the difference, the main thing you need to remember is with assignment, if you remember, you got that desktop and it was kind of like the installation was started and then frozen. They double clicked it and it would just take off. On the user side, on publishing, the app shows up in the Add Remove Programs in the control panel, or Programs and Features in Vista and in Server 2008. So the application is available for install out there in Add Remove Programs if they want it. Now, of course, the issue is how many users go check that. But with a little bit of training, you can put them out there. And then, this is real cool, the app is automatically installed also if the user opens a file type. So let's say that you have published Visio to a computer and the user may not even realize it, but then someone sends them a Visio file, they get it into their desktop, they double click it, and because Visio has been published, it will then install and open that file. And again, you can do the same thing with updates and with removals. If I put the next version of software out there, I can tell it to update it, and the next time the user logs on or whatever, it will update that application. I can also remove software this way. So software deployment through group policy is something you need to go out there and read and understand, but if you can get it straight between assignment and publishing, you can go a long way toward answering the questions on this exam. Now, we'll tell you that out there in the real world, you're going to meet two types of people. I meet them all the time. You mention group policy software deployment, some of these people go nuts. They start throwing furniture and they start screaming and shrieking about Bill Gates and on and on and on. You mention it to other people and they begin to dance and twirl around the room. They love software deployment and group policy. There's all kinds of ifs, ands, and buts about what you're going to think about this thing. Some people love it, some people despise it, but on the test it's going to be a good thing, and you need to understand enough about it to be able to answer their questions. Again, assignment and publishing, if you can understand those two things, you're going to go a long way toward answering most of the questions on the exam about group policy software deployment. But again, like everything, go out and read a little more, and even better, in your test environment, play with doing an installation this way. So that's group policy software deployment.